we're here, I figured, since I am doing some commentary based on the driving, noting funny things about the game as it's happening, but I figure also I wanted more or less have some direction to these besides just mentioning strange / useful / noteworthy current events that have been partaking in the life of Horsecock. Ideas for commentary. Feel free to post them in the comments here. I mean, I'll take pretty much any question you have, and trust me, if it's something that I mean, it can really be of any variety. I mean, it can. Yeah, I would prefer topics. I mean, it doesn't have to be super specific. I mean, you don't have to ask, why is your 1989 Grand Marquis your favorite car in your fleet of project cars? I mean, that alone is probably 20 minutes worth of commentary right there, easily. Because there's a lot of reasons why. Because at first I have to explain what my benchmark is, and then how the Grand Mark uniquely exceeds all of those criteria. Yeah, that's too easy. I'm not going to lose him here. Fuck that. I want a challenge, man. So give me a challenge, man. Wow, these choppers are freaking... I just drove past... they're facing the wrong way, you stupid helicopters. They're probably scratching their heads wondering, where did he go? Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going here. I need brakes. Lots of brakes. I love this little alleyway, by the way. It's all interconnects. But I figured I've already covered the really interesting one about how in some ways I have had a lot of development and really gotten to know what I like and know what's best for me. But in some ways I hadn't. I mean, the fact that my tastes in cars, I mean, I don't think any other inquiry or topic has been given more time, resources, and thought than the cars that I like and what I plan to do with them. I mean, that's I don't go to my 5-year plan every day, but at least 2 or 3 times a week I'm really updating and thinking about stuff, and on one hand I know that a lot of this is on paper though. I mean, for example, I like how the Mopar C platform cars look. I like their interior layouts, and they generally feel good. And same thing with the GM B platform and certainly the C platform rear-wheel drive cars. They really do. I've been inside a couple of them, and they do feel pretty good. But I don't really know how they drive, and this is something that you can only really learn with either an extended test drive or it's really what you want to do. And so, but this is kind of a problem because, say for example, I find myself a 1993 Cadillac Fleetwood, totally awesome car by the way, definitely something I want to try and see, because from what I have been told and read very briefly, the Cadillac, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, the big cars were just long wheelbase versions of, say, Chevrolet Impala. So, any upgrades that fit a box Chevy from 77 to 90 should also fit a box Cadillac, one of those basically downsized Cadillacs from 77 to 95 or so, or thereabouts. And for my purposes, I like the Cadillacs from 77 to 93. I mean, the 93 to 96 Fleetwoods are really cool looking, but I just like my TBI, man. That's why I would go for a 93, and then if it was a 94 or 95, I would sell the LT1, and then just do some sort of small block Chevy or big block Cadillac build for it. Obviously, that's kind of way off. I don't have as much research done for those motors as I do the small block Chevy and small block Ford and the big block Mopars. Whoa! Okay, that was a little weird. But I kind of learned this the hard way because I figured 03 Plus Panthers they would probably have higher limits of cornering and grip, certainly at higher speeds, because unlike the boxes, they don't have that stupid nose lift. But, that doesn't mean they're going to be better in low-speed turns, or that, or that they'll be better overall. And the fact that, the things that I like about my 2011 Crown Victoria project that I'm selling, I like how the rear end stays planted, much like my box. I've got KYB McPherson struts in the rear, and I've got pretty good tires. I mean, the back doesn't really have any issues. I mean, I've hit bumps at pretty high speeds with that car, and it didn't really care, much like my 89 Grand Marquis. And the fact that the car, it has a pretty quick stopping distance. I mean, And in fact, that like my 89, you have to really work to lock the brakes up. I mean, once those tires are warm, they don't let go. But, that being said, my 2011 has none of the confidence that my 89 has. The fact that 89 Grand Mark, even before I got a lot of upgrades done to it, even with basically just upgraded tires and some slight weight reduction, that car bit into tarmac with both front tires. I mean, you pick a line, and the car takes it. You know, obviously now with poly bushings and, you know, better sway bars and upgraded suspension parts, it's even better now. I mean, the 89 is just hilarious. It is the single best feeling car I've ever driven, both in terms of, you know, how it handles low speed turns. And the favorite turn for the 89 is decreasing radius turns, because you have to keep adding in steering, and it just, the front end grip is just amazing. And also, yeah, it's a pretty light car for its size. But, you know, where the 2011 misses the mark is it doesn't like to take a line. Now, I know part of it is, yeah, I do have somewhat trashed front sway bar bushings and end links, and the sway bar itself, I'm sure, is bent, but so is my 89 Grand Marks. I mean, the 89 Grand Marks suspension was totally trashed. I mean, there were very few parts that were still serviceable or in spec after I got her back, or after I dropped her off at the specialists. I know one of you asked about, I don't know what your official channel name is, but your last name was Irakan, so I'll just call you Irakan. Because you're rocking, man. Oh, see what I did there? No? Okay, didn't think so. Anyway, you know, what are some of the toiletest toilets in GTA 4? Presidente, Primo, Peyote, Emperor. Oh, shitter. Oh, I'm sorry, Ruiner Brother. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I thought I would clear you. I mean, those alone are pretty terrible. Infernus, Bullet GT. You know, I might actually have a top 10 list here. You know, and certainly some of these cases are more mild than others. For example, the Presidente. That's really not a terrible car. It has understeer, but it has decent ground clearance, and it has decent suspension travel. It just has really weak wheels, but I'm okay with that. Because, yeah, its wheels are weak, but if you're not a complete idiot with it, you won't run into problems with wheel damage. So, I'm willing to overlook to some degree. But I don't like the understeer, and the fact that, you know, despite its having supposedly a V10, it doesn't have V10 engine sounds from the Banshee. It doesn't even have a supercharger sound. I mean, that's false advertising there, Rockstar. Yeah, I get it, a 4.5 liter V10 would sound kind of weird, but if you're going to have that badging, then, I don't know, it's just... And actually, I mentioned this in an earlier getaway, but I actually have a custom handling line for the Presidente on PC. With, you know, I think I added a little bit more understeer, but I also gave it a V10 engine sound, and also I gave it a little bit more torque. It wasn't really a lot of changes. I think I also changed the ground clearance a little bit. I didn't give it as much of a rake in the suspension or something, and it's a really fun car. And I have a bit of a potato PC, so I'm not going to be able to run GTA 4 on PC for a while. Certainly not at anything resembling an acceptable frame rate. This is both a problem with how GTA 4 is optimized, and because my PC is a piece of shit by today's standards. I mean, I can edit videos with it. I can play older games, which is most of what I play anyway, but you know, I'm not going to be playing GTA 4 or GTA 5 or War Thunder. I've been interested in... Oh, fuck you. I didn't realize he was up there. I realized he was up there. I just hoped he couldn't spot me for some reason. But, you know, even on the absolute lowest graphic settings, which is what I would play on War Thunder for other reasons, mainly because I don't like, from what I hear, it's a very campy game and people just camp in bush. But if the bushes don't render, then I can see them and I can win. And, you know, what you do, you crank up the draw distance and you turn down fucking graphics all the way. Obviously, you know, I want to have the tanks be detailed, but I can give a shit about the foliage. I'm here to blow up tanks, not, like, take the screenshots. I know, it sounds terrible, but, you know. I think that offense should win on the aggregate, and that defense should only prevent you from avoiding or prevent you from losing. It shouldn't win you a game. Oh, shit. Not smart, not smart, not smart. Oh, well. See, what you just saw there was how not to avoid a crash. Notice what I did? I didn't go to where space was being created. I went to where space was being taken away. If I had been smart, I would have braked and cut hard right and gone through the gas station. But That somehow does not matter because flat spin and humping a lifeguard stand / chair. Cool!
Hey!